you all for coming. Okay, so before we get started, I'm going to do a quick experiment. Can I see a show of hands if you would consider yourself to be within the underrepresented category, either by reason of gender or race or ethnicity? Okay, we went over there. Oh, interesting. So the majority of the audience is not preaching to the choir for a change. That's very exciting. Okay, I'm going to call that a step in the right direction. Do you want to top that, Hiro? How is Atomico showing up?
Yeah, I'm Hiro. I'm a partner at Atomico. I work on investments in both consumer and on the software side, and I've been doing this now for quite a long time. It feels like 25 years of working with entrepreneurs of very diverse origin. I've had the privilege of, investing and working with entrepreneurs from Asia, from Latin America, from Europe and the US, varying degrees of race and religion. So it's something that is very near and dear to my heart, but equally, I think as Atomico, we've tried to be, a thought leader as best we can in Europe, through tangible action. And so there's a few things that we've done within kind of diversity, inclusion, equality, that I think are things that matter to us sincerely. From one is an aspect on the investment side, that having targets in terms of what we would like to achieve in terms of D&I related targets in our portfolio companies, actually having measurements of what they're doing on an annual basis is something we track very seriously, and we also share that with our investors so that it passes through and people understand how important it is. And I can come back to the fact that it's not just because it feels like it feels good. I think it's actually a competitive advantage when you think about diversity and inclusion. It's about attracting that talent that has different perspectives that are going to make you more competitive. We also have two other things that we do tangibly, and there's three actually. One is also ourselves and our team. What does that look like in numbers? We've kind of gone from an era of majority male, minority female to now, that was probably like 65% to 35%. Now we're, at 54 and 40.
Yeah, I heard you crossed that 45%.
Yeah, so 45%.
Milestone.
Those are all very important, and this is the whole organization, but also the investment side. And that, I think, of the partners, of the 5 partners we have, 2 are female. There's a lot of good stuff that I think we're seeing, but the point is we're holding ourselves accountable to this. I think the other 2 things that I think are having really good impact is, one is through our angel program, so enabling our angel network to invest in both, ethnically and gender diverse founders. We're getting really good statistics. It's like the pass-through rate is like 65%. Of those that are getting funded through that program are gender or ethnically diverse. I mean, that's great, but it's only the beginning.
Yeah.
There's also the last part, which I'll say is, what we call our fund of funds program, where, there are first-time general partners that are launching funds. A lot of them, that we've done over the last 5 years, let's call it 12, of that 63% or so are either female mixed founders of these funds and or ethnically diverse.
Okay, so we're seeing that in terms of who you're hiring, in terms of who you're investing in, and in terms of the future investors of the ecosystem. You guys are seeding change. Gun to head, where do you put Atomico relative to other sort of major or mainstream funds? Like, are they doing more? Are they doing less? Are they matching you guys?
It's hard to compare what, I think you can measure that in some meaningful way. I think there's different industries that have existed, prior to venture capital's, blossoming, that have more structured approach to some of this, and ESG inclusive D&I. I think in VC, it's still kind of a lot of headroom for all of us. So I don't know that we're doing our part as best as we can, but again, I think the important part is there's a lot more to do.
Okay.